Hello guys.
As you can see, we're not in our home.
Yeah, we did a little bit of excursion or a trip, and we said why not,
Yeah.
sit, relax, and bring something to you guys. It's been a
Exactly.
while.
It's been a while, and
Yeah.
while we're still working on the culture collision video,
Yeah.
we thought that why don't we just bring you something in the meantime?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we took a little trip out today, and we are in, what's this place called?
Nierstein.
Nierstein.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Never actually been here before, although it's only like 15-20 minutes
Yeah.
from our house. So cool.
Yeah, as you can see, it's beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Little
Very beautiful.
waterfront.
Yeah. So said why not?
Yeah, we actually had a really interesting discussion this morning
Yeah.
that we thought was video worthy.
Yeah.
So the discussion was, well, how it started was basically about the difference between
Yeah.
Eastern European and Western family
Yep.
structures.
Structures,
and,
yep.
Well, not so much structure, but basically, how do you
Cultural
call it?
values.
Yeah, values, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, family values, if you want to call it that. Yeah. And what Sam noticed is that in Eastern Europe and Eastern Europeans here
Yeah.
in Germany, it is very common for kids to live with their parents
Exactly.
for a very long time.
Yeah.
And whereas in the Western world, especially what I remember from Canada, as soon as a child turns 16, they're out of the house.
Yeah.
And not just because the kids want to get out of the
Yeah.
house, but because a lot of the times the parents just literally kick them out.
Yeah.
And Sam was thinking, you were thinking that, I mean, here that the kids, they stay home so
yeah.
long, or not here, but like, Eastern European
Yeah.
culture, right? They stay at home so long, and that it's kind of impeding on their life going forward, basically, to start their own families and stuff like that. And I explained to him that this is exactly classical cultural difference right there, because
Exactly.
that's not what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like that in the Western world a lot. It's not really like, for him, I guess for you was normal, right?
Yeah. 'Cause-
For a kid to want to grow up and just get out,
Yeah.
right? Because the parents
Yeah.
would also kind
I
of
mean,
be
yeah.
in the way of you growing up, of you doing
Yeah.
things, privacy and all that stuff.
I mean,
right?
yeah.
And that makes sense if you grew up in that part of the world, right? But in the eastern part of Europe, for example, so we're talking Russia, Bulgaria, Romania, that kind
Yeah,
of
those
kinds
places,
of
yeah.
places,
Yeah. Poland.
It's a mutual thing, right?
Yeah.
Your family is your family and stays your family
Yeah.
no matter what, and they support each other and they help each other,
Yeah.
right? So it's a win-win situation for both parties, for the
Exactly.
kids and the parents.
Yeah.
And if the son wants to date, for example, whoever he wants to date knows that this is what it is, that it's
Yeah.
normal for families to live together for a very long time, and that he's probably still living with his parents.
Yeah.
And it's not looked upon as something to look down on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or, she won't think that you can't get your shit together. That's why you still live with your parents. That's not what it is
Yeah.
at all. It's just, again, part of the culture that families stick together. And if I want to date someone from that culture, then I expect that,
Yeah.
right? That when I date him, it comes with his family.
Yeah. No.
And so we were talking about that, right? And that got us to talking about the whole, I don't know, how did we even get to that?
Yeah.
Like,
So okay. So basically, we were talking like she said, and obviously I noticed the difference because in Africa, we practice similar, of that of the Eastern European part of culture, where you have kids, that are grown-up kids that are still living with the parents, but I noticed that in Africa, I think it's more of an economic issues,
right.
where kids are done school and there's no jobs and stuff like that, so obviously they cannot sustain themselves if they should go out and look like be on their own. So it becomes more of an economic issues. However, the twist with that or to that is the females or the the female is actually normal, for them to be at home, so that when you can still be living at home and still having a relationship outside,
having a boyfriend or something.
yeah, boyfriend, whatever, fiance, whatever. You only get out of the house when you are married. So
When you're marrying someone.
when you're marrying somebody,
Right.
yeah. So the idea behind it, or the I guess the reason behind it is, one, for you, the lady, to preserve your what do you call it, just have, like, for any guy, or for, I'm just put it in a very simple terms here, just so that you don't get maltreated by any other guy that shows up and wants to just be with you. The person would have to earn that, and earn your respect as well, and all that
Yeah.
comes with it, all the positive part that comes with it.
Because I guess in those parts
Yeah.
of the world, girls don't date just to date.
Yeah.
They date for marriage.
The date for
Yeah.
marriage, yeah. So that is what I grew in. I grew up in, and I observed it. Not until I came to Canada that I started witnessing the differences, whereby, like, in the Western world, it's not like that. You see the parents rather cannot wait for their 18 or 19-year-old kids to just get out of their house.
Yeah,
And
usually it's even 16.
yes,
Yeah,
and
16.
by the way, it's not even just the parent wishing for that, but the kids themselves cannot wait
They
to
can't
get
wait
out
to get out,
of
yeah.
the house.
And you know what? And that is what I was telling
Yeah.
him, that with Eastern Europeans, it's not like that.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a very close friend of mine who is
Mhm.
same age as me, and him and his parents are so close.
Yeah.
They still live in the same building, not
Mhm.
in the same apartment, but in the same building.
Yeah.
But they have lived in the same apartment,
Yeah.
until he was, 31, 32?
Well, yeah.
So, and it was fine, and they were supporting each
Mhm.
other. They were basically just involved in each other's lives.
Mhm.
Whereas Sam was even saying, in Africa, if like a grown-up child lives
Yeah.
with the parents would put so many restrictions on
Yeah.
that child,
Yeah.
and just try to control them,
Yeah.
just to make a point, as if you live under my roof,
Yeah.
then
Then
this is
you're
what
gonna
you
follow.
have to,
Yeah. Follow the rules.
exactly. But with families from Eastern Europe, it's not
It's-
like
it's
that,
not-
because
yeah.
it's like the child is
Yeah.
also an owner of the house.
Yes.
It's not like
Yeah. So basically,
you as a parent allow
Yeah.
them to live there,
Yeah.
and you expect
yeah,
something in
that
return.
that was the slight difference that
That is the
I
difference, yeah.
observed. I noticed that not only this grown-up child is living with the parents, but I also saw the respect that is accorded to this like their kids living with them.
Right. But they're adults.
But
right?
the adults,
And
the adults living with it,
parents still give that respect.
they give them the respect. They do
Yeah.
whatever it is, like whether they are in relationship or not, they respect them the same. Nothing changes, and
Yeah.
it's something to be admired.
Yeah.
And that was the difference
Yeah.
of what I personally observed between
Yeah.
that Eastern European part and that of the Western
The Western part.
part.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't seeing that in Canada, not even
Yeah.
in what do
The
you call
thing
it,
is,
in the States
I
as well.
started,
Yeah.
I started thinking about why that is.
Yeah.
And so, because I've lived in both places,
Yeah.
in both parts of the world, the
Mhm.
Western part, and I haven't lived
Mhm.
in the Eastern part of Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, except for if you want to, I was born there, but
Yeah.
I left when I wasn't even 2 years old. But
Yeah.
I was raised as part of an Eastern European
Yeah.
family, right?
Mhm.
So my aunties, uncles, friends,
Mhm.
that we've been around, or that I've been around as a
Yeah.
child, they were all from that part of the world.
Yeah.
So I've seen both, and I could tell. One of the things that I remember when moving to Canada is when I started school. I remember I said, I have never come across that many kids
Yeah.
that did not know who their father was,
Mhm.
whose parents were divorced,
Yeah.
whose parents didn't
Yeah.
speak to each other.
Mhm.
Most of the time it's the dad that was absent, but even
Yeah.
moms that were absent. And in Germany, I have never experienced that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Eastern European immigrants here in Germany, right? So I also went to school with a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And so from the way I experienced family relationships in
Yeah.
Canada and from the way I experienced it here, or in
Yeah.
you know, from Eastern Europeans, what I can say is that it doesn't apply to everyone,
Yeah.
obviously, but just from what I have experienced, from what I've seen, it seems like in the Western part, a lot of the times the emotion gets taken out
Yes.
of a family,
Yep.
and it starts with a relationship.
It's true.
It starts with people dating.
Yeah.
It's more of an economic thing.
Yep.
It's more of a status thing. Okay,
Yep.
so the emotions are not even really there with your partner.
Yeah.
So then it's I mean, how do you expect there to be an emotional
Yeah.
connection with your children?
Exactly.
And
yeah.
if you raise your kids in
Yeah.
that kind of a robotic, by the book way, just because the emotion and the affection
Yeah.
is missing, then the kids respond to you in exactly the same, way.
Yeah, and we see
Okay?
that. I mean,
And
yeah.
that's what we've seen with
Yeah.
like Western type of families. Everything is contractual. Everything is like
Yeah, that's
like-
what
like
I mean.
a-
That's what it is. Contractual. Yeah.
a transaction.
Transactions,
You know,
business transactions.
business transaction.
Yeah.
You see a couple and
Yeah.
they have separate accounts. Everything is separate. Everything is separate.
Yeah.
If they live together, everybody contributes 50-50. And if I need to borrow money from him, I'll have to pay it back.
Yeah.
And even though he's my husband. And when we were hearing it, we're like, why
yeah.
is this so strange to
Yeah,
us?
it is.
should
It
not-
was strange because
shouldn't
in
be like
in
this.
Africa we don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I wasn't also used to that. I wasn't raised like
Yeah.
that. My parents have one
Yep.
account because they are a freaking married couple.
Yeah.
As a family, they are one. So
Yeah.
everything is one, you know? And again, the emotional part,
Yep.
because of this whole economic contract-based type of lifestyle,
Yeah.
the emotion is missing.
It's
and
missing.
the things that actually matter
Yeah.
are deemed as not necessary.
Yeah.
So like if I really have feelings for someone else that is typical Western culture would say, don't listen to your feelings. Have you seen his bank account or
Yes.
something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
or,
yeah,
or
yeah.
they would first
So. Yeah.
try to like what is his job? What does he do?
Yeah.
How much does he earn? Right? It's like an interview process.
Yeah.
In order to date someone. Whereas in the eastern part of the world or of Europe,
Yeah.
the emotional connection is still has
Still,
a huge
yeah.
value in a relationship.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to add to what you just said, yeah. So that is why a lot of relationships in the Western world, you know, if you would permit my French, it's really fucked up, you know, because, I mean, you go on a date and you feel like you are in an interview process, you know.
Right.
The lady is asking you all these questions.
It goes
And-
both ways, but usually
Yeah,
it's,
I'll come. The lady is asking you all these questions.
Right. It's like a
And-
vetting process.
Yes, it's like a vetting. Yeah, which is true. I mean, you go through a vetting process, but a vetting process, it's more or less like to, you know, get to know whether if I want to have a relationship with you, or in terms of like a commitment, a lifetime commitment, you will be able to, you know, support
Support you.
yourself as well as support me.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that, but it looks like that has become the main thing,
Right.
other than the very core what do you call it, core values that this
That
person
actually matter.
Yeah, that
would
actually
make a
matters,
Relationship
you know?
last. Exactly. Because the thing is, if you build a relationship on the superficial things,
Yep.
you might run out
Yep.
eventually. If you
Yep.
have money today, doesn't mean you're gonna have money tomorrow.
tomorrow.
A relationship that is built on emotional values can survive
Yep.
that. But
Yep.
a relationship that is solely based on that is gonna crash as soon as the money
Yeah.
crashes.
So then what
Right?
happens when we run into trouble, when we run into money
Yeah.
problems, when we run into life problems?
Right.
Where is that part that, you know, we can, you know, help each other? We can be
Exactly.
pillars,
Well, because
you know, for each
because
other.
there's no
Because there's no
there
connection.
to begin with.
Yeah.
The relationship was not built on some type of compatibility,
Yeah.
right? So there's nothing for you to. There's no bag for you to try and reach in
Yeah.
to get to like grasp life skills or anything like that, right?
And by the way, guys, this is purely our experience. We're not just
Yeah.
talking out of our asses, you know. I mean, we coming to you purely from an experiential, you know,
Right.
places and levels. You know, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And it saddens me a lot, you know, for us to see relationships that are potentially or can be can be, relationships that can you know be very what do you call it,
Long-lasting.
long lasting,
Yeah.
you know, blossom and all that stuff, all the goodies that comes with it just goes down the drain. And
Yeah.
it just hurts me, you know,
Yeah.
because we are so focused on the superficial stuff
Yeah.
as opposed to the real qualities, the real things that, you know, would make you go through the test in that relationship, that will make you go through the demons and the problems and all the stuff that
And still prevail.
and still prevail,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. Because money is not going to do that for you. You know?
By the way, when you have all these qualities, getting money will be easy.
Right.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. If money is your main motivation, which by the way, there's nothing wrong with. I love money. Trust me, I love money. But I want to know whether I have the right partner to dance with me, to
Yeah.
get that. Yes. So if we get money today and tomorrow all the money goes, is she going to be around?
Right.
Is the relationship, are we going to be able to sustain that relationship we have? That is the real question.
That's a real question.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as far as I'm concerned,
Yeah.
I differ from a lot of women in
Yeah.
the sense that I like to see who you are
Yeah.
as a person, like who, really the raw
Yeah,
you.
the raw you. Yeah.
And in my experience, when it comes to men
Yeah.
specifically, you can see their rawness of
Yeah.
who they really are when they are struggling,
When
when,
you-
they
yeah.
are going through shit.
Yeah, it's true.
When
Yeah.
they have everything going for them, they are riding
Yeah.
on their high horse
Yeah.
like crazy, and
Yeah.
they will never show you their vulnerable side,
Exactly.
and you will never really, you might never really know who they really,
Yeah.
really are.
Yeah.
And you fall in love with that side of them that where everything's great, where
Yeah.
their ego is up to here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But when shit goes down, they also have that ego to deal with. They might not want to show their vulnerable side to you,
Yeah.
right? So they're gonna be doing things that they don't want to do.
Yeah.
That they don't. Yeah, that
Yeah.
they don't want to be doing. And it's gonna be misunderstood, and then that's how relationships just get messed up, right? But so honestly, there's no better way
Yeah.
to really, dive into somebody's true personality than to meet them or experience them in the low moments.
Exactly. Well,
Right?
well put. Yeah.
And that is beautiful.
Yep.
It's not about the fact that they're going through a low moment.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? Because no situation is permanent. Things can change. Right?
Yeah.
But the one
We're not
thing
guaranteed anything
that
in life.
should never
Yeah.
change is character.
Yeah.
A good character, right? And things that in this in this world that values things
Yeah.
and numbers and money, right? That get lost, right?
Yeah.
And get deemed as unimportant. Those are actually the things that make relationships work and make
Yeah.
everything else work, right?
Yeah.
So I guess, what we're
Yeah.
trying to say is don't get hung up again on those superficial, stupid things
Yeah.
that in the long
It
run are
would-
not going to help
it
you
would- yeah.
when it comes to connection and compatibility.
And compatibilities, and and again, you know what, for the women who always complains that there are not good guys around, no, all the good guys are taken.
Right.
No, you are so wrong, because guess what, the good guys are also there, with their arms folded, watching
What's happening? Yeah, how men get
so
treated
they are
and
also
everything,
looking
yeah.
for that one lady who who has those values, like, I guess this is how I want to put it. We look and seek out for the one that can hold the fort when things go tough, not just what I have. It would be great if you, when you met me, I had it all, and great. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, I want to stress that there's nothing wrong in having money. Oh, and that reminds me, for the guys who also have money, and that thinks, or they think, because of my money, when you're going to approach a lady or you want a relationship, a meaningful relationship, you just go first with the money that you have and say, hey, yes, look, I work at this place, I make this money, I'm telling you, that is so not cool.
That is how you attract the
That
ones
is
that are
so
not
not
stick
cool. Yeah,
around.
you are
that
gonna
is how you attract
Exactly.
flings and short-term lovers.
you are
but,
gonna attract
yeah,
people in your life, women in your life that are not going to help you one bit.
right.
Because like I said earlier on, nothing in this life is guaranteed. Nothing. So do not approach anyone, any lady, with how much you have or how much you make or how beautiful your apartment is or how or the
Investments you have,
or the cars that you
cars
drive.
own.
Quite frankly, a lot of good women don't think about these things.
They don't care.
They don't care.
No.
They really, really do not care, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So when you approach a lady and boasting about all these things, right away they know, oh, okay, yeah, one of those.
Things you can buy.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
one of those. And guess and don't and get look, trust me, there are women looking for those type of men. But the difference is those are not the type of women who will stick with you through thick and thin. That is the beauty of all this. Like they won't,
Yeah.
because
I mean, the thing
you
is,
sold
yeah.
them what they want
Right.
to hear, what they want to get out of you, and they saw it in you, and hey, they came for it. So don't cry foul when things doesn't go that way.
Right. The
Yeah.
thing is, do you want someone to be with you for who you are or for what you have?
Exactly.
Because who you
Yeah.
are is gonna stay that
Mhm.
way. I mean, more or less.
Yeah.
People change, but they don't change that much, and
Yeah.
they don't change at their core,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But what you have can change,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So this is all just for people that are looking for someone
Yeah.
who will stick with them.
Yeah,
For-
exactly.
Who are looking for a partner
Yeah. Mhm.
for them.
Yeah. If you want
That's in it for them.
if you
yeah.
if you just want to goof around, that's a different scenario altogether. That's a different type of relationship. But the relationship we're talking about is the commitment one,
Right.
the real one, the life commitment type of relationship. That is what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, we
So our little conversation.
yeah, we just want to wrap.
this
Yeah.
morning. But I was gonna say the reason why I think I was saying something to him today, like our channel, for example, right? We talk a lot about these things. We talk mostly about emotional
Yeah.
stuff, compatibility, and all that stuff. And I think the one reason why our channel is not blowing up is the same reason why we have to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Is because the whole emotional part, the values, the
Yeah.
the heart, the
Mhm.
listening to your instincts
Yeah.
and to your gut
Yeah.
feeling has been lost completely.
Completely.
And it seems like what people are looking for is to be entertained,
Yeah.
is to look at something, I don't know, like to look at objective things, objectifying things,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
as
yeah,
soon
yeah,
as
yeah.
you come with something that is beyond what you can touch, but
Mhm.
it hits here, people get uncomfortable,
Yeah.
right? They really do.
Yeah.
But the reason they get uncomfortable is because also there's a hint of truth behind what we're trying
Exactly.
to say and about what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, we're gonna wrap it up, end it here because we've gone like 23 minutes already. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be bringing you more of this. I mean, the channel name is Relationship Detox. So basically, we're tackling things in relationships that we bring in that doesn't work. So it's about time we get rid of these things and focus on the real things.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Too many families are just dwindling, like they're just going down.
Yeah. Too many families are being destroyed.
And the ripple effects of this is really affecting our society, community, everything. So when we get it right from the beginning, it holds, and then we build on that
Yeah.
and then it keeps going up and up and up. So hey guys, thanks
Alright.
thanks so much for sharing your time with us, and
Yeah.
and
Put your comments down below. Let us
yeah.
know what you think. If you agree, if you
Yep.
disagree. And don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with more videos.
Exactly. Yeah. And hey, as always, keep chiving. Don't hesitate to let us know what you think as well,
Yeah.
and subscribe. Don't forget to like and share.
All right. You
So,
guys have been
Detox.